Dobra, zaczynamy. Uruchomili silniki, prezentacja załogi, bla bla bla. I teraz jest niski odpływ, bardzo niski, więc tam w oddali jest ta rampa, którąśmy schodzili. No, nieźle było. Nikt nie pośliznął się, nikt zębów nie wybił, ale...
Poślizgnął zawsze ciężko, bo jest taka klapowata, ale
no tak.
niektórzy byli w samych klapkach, to
no właśnie. Tutaj dźwig do wyciągania łodzi. W każdym razie gdzie jesteśmy, jest to miejscowość Mieścina, dosyć turystyczna, mało ludzi wczoraj było, po mieście łaziło. W każdym razie Anacortes, stan Waszyngton. Płyniemy na te, gapić się na wieloryby i... No tak, a nie? To też po polsku jest jakiś tam, jakoś się tam nazywa zabijaka, biało-czarny zabijaka.
Nie wiem. Orca.
No niech będzie.
To jest w ogóle Killer Whale się nazywa.
No właśnie.
Jak orka z Free Willy?
No właśnie, tylko było uwolnić imię tego zenka, tak? Dobra, na razie tylko port, no bo na razie tylko port i jak już będzie coś tam ciekawszego, typu krajobrazy, skały, to fajnie to wygląda.
Alright everybody, again good morning and welcome aboard the Orca Express. Like I mentioned, we're going to go over a quick little safety brief here with you as we are working our way out of the marina, kind of get you familiar with the vessel, just some general things to be aware of today as you move about the boat, and then all the safety equipment. Always good to know where that stuff is at in the event of an emergency. In addition to leaving you all out here with a wonderful experience in the Sailor Sea and hopefully a great memory to go home with today, we want to make sure everybody stays safe. That is always priority number one aboard the Orca Express. So first and foremost, the most important piece of safety equipment aboard this vessel are indeed the life jackets. You may have already guessed that and maybe wondering where they're at. They are in an area of the vessel that we refer to as the V berth. It's the very front of the bow of the vessel inside the cabin, and if you happen to see Alex, Sam, or myself running down there, coming out with a life jacket on and then quickly jumping overboard today, what do? That's right, do the same thing. Absolutely follow suit. Grab that life jacket, do the same thing. Not sure what you've heard about captains around the Pacific Northwest, but one thing about myself, I'll promise, I will not be going down with this vessel today. I'll let this sucker sink, I promise you that. So grab that life jacket and follow suit. There are 2 orange throwable life rings hanging from the top deck rails on each side of the vessel. There are also a few of them inside the helm by myself. Those orange throwable life rings are for the off chance someone were to fall overboard today. Now, if you witness that happen, you happen to see somebody fall off the boat and go overboard, well, what do we shout? That's right, overboard! Nice and loud. Get our attention. Make sure you get our attention, yell overboard, and then most importantly, if you witness it, is to never take your eyes off of that individual. Keep your eyes on them and point to them for us so we can throw the life ring at them. If it happens to be you, and you are capable of grabbing that life ring, please do so. We will be spinning the boat around real quick to come and pick you up. Gentlemen on board with significant others, I sure hope you've taken great care of them, husbands and boyfriends, because if you fall overboard, I'm warning you gentlemen, we do tend to stop the boat and take a quick vote and see how many of them actually want you back today. Fire extinguishers, plenty of those on board for you as well. If you see smoke at any point in time during the duration of your whale watch, whether it be on the boat or on shore, please notify a crew member immediately. All 3 of us are trained in firefighting. We will take care of that for you today. And that goes for smoke on shore. If you happen to see some weird smoke somewhere on shore as we're cruising through the San Juans, let a crew member know. We can alert the proper authorities and hopefully they can get to it quicker. You'd be surprised, it has happened. It absolutely has happened. And then with that being said, the Orca Express is a wood and fiberglass vessel, so she is a smoke-free vessel. Please no smoking of any kind at any time, no vape pens, no smoking. And then the final piece of safety equipment aboard this vessel is what we refer to as an EPIRB. EPIRB is an acronym that stands for Electronic Position Indicating Radio Beacon. Maybe you wonder what that little device does. If we were to start going down and sinking out there with the whales today, that little EPIRB comes in handy. It shoots a signal out to the Coast Guard and lets them know exactly where we're at, so they can come and pick us up and save the day. And I know that's not quite what you signed up and paid for on your whale watching adventure, but there's some good news. If it happens, kids, we're getting a helicopter ride today. Got a ton of excitement for that helicopter ride, huh? That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry too much. Chances of it happening twice in 1 week, super, super slim. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Feel free to move about the vessel, get involved, ask questions. As you move around the boat, there's a few things I'd like you to bear in mind. Please move slow. Watch your steps. Slow as pro. Boats are notorious for tripping hazards. The steps going in and out of the cabin area today tend to be the main culprits for people tripping and falling, so please watch out for those steps as you enter and exit the cabin. Also, the ladders to the top deck. Notice I said ladders, not stairs. Please treat them like you would a ladder, which means when you're going up to the top deck, go up forwards, keep your hands on the rails at all times, and when you are coming down from the top deck, please spin around and come down backwards, and again, keep your hands on the rails at all times. 16 passenger max, we talked about that. Just going to mention it one more time. Please no more than 16 at any point in time during our tour. It is a safety issue. It is a stability thing for the vessel. Cannot have more than 16, and we will rotate and make sure everyone gets that opportunity. Now, as you're moving around the vessel, always keep a free hand and hang on to a rail as well. Not a ton of wind and waves out here today. I don't suspect we're going to be in rough waters much at all, but we have big tide fluctuation here across the Salish Sea, and those tides create currents. And you can see here it's a very, very low tide. Well, that's about to change, and it's going to start to flood. And when the flood comes, that brings a ton of current, and it will jostle the boat around from side to side, especially as we are passing through narrow channels. So always good to keep a free hand and hang on to a rail as you move about the boat at all times. Let's see, what else do I got for you? Last two areas of the vessel to be familiar with. The galley. There's a galley aboard the Orca Express. If you are looking to purchase drinks and snacks for sale at any point in time during our tour today, please find a crew member. Find Alex, find Sam. They will hook you up at the galley. Please do not just take from the galley. Just find a crew member. They'll hook you up. And then the very last area of the vessel to be familiar with, probably one of the most important, is the marine head, which is the restroom aboard the Orca Express. We do have a bathroom. It is located inside the cabin on the port side, left side of the vessel, just behind the helm. And there's a few things about the head you want to be familiar with. It will look very similar to your conventional restroom, but there are some minor differences. The first one is the flushing mechanism. There is no handle today. It does not exist. There is no handle. It is a foot lever. You will be looking for a foot lever on the bottom left. All right, foot lever, bottom left. And then very important, marine heads tend to be very sensitive systems, and as a result, they tend to clog very easily. So we ask that nothing pass through the head today that has not already passed through your own personal system. And I know that sounds weird, sounds odd. It is just the way it works on boats. So examples of things that should not go down the head today are any sort of paper product, toilet paper, G.I. Joes, toilet paper, Pokemon cards, toilet paper, Legos, toilet paper, Lincoln Logs, toilet paper, toy cars, toilet paper, hats, masks, cell phones, wallets, watches, toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper, anything with strings, kites, yo-yos, toilet paper, 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 toilet paper. Everybody get the idea? That's right, no TP. You're probably wondering what to do with that stuff. Just please dispose of it in the waste paper basket. I know it's odd, it's just the way it works on all boats. If something should look off with the head, please let a crew member know immediately so we can get down there. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking. We're going to do a little more whale watching. Y'all ready? Keep my eyes on you guys. Alright, we're going to pick up the pace. Help us out. Keep your eyes peeled. The more of you that are keeping your eyes on the water, the chances of seeing more whales throughout our tour today goes up exponentially. So if you keep your eyes on the water, and if you see something, say something. Even if you're not quite sure what it may be, whales tend to do deep, long terminal dives. And if you see something, whether it's a dorsal fin or an exhalation, those spouts of whale surface, let us know so we can slow down and stop and scan and see if we may have picked something up for us today. Other than that,
No, jeszcze jest okej. Jak będzie tak, to jest okej.
have some loose articles of clothing, things that could potentially fly overboard. Make sure you're hanging on to them so they don't fly overboard. If there are any of you wearing Seattle Mariners hats today and those ones fly overboard, I'm sorry, this boat will not turn around.
No, mija już półtorej godziny rejsu i złamanej muszli i łuski nie widać. Więc w razie chwili skutecznie na kanale, bo płyniemy po śliną, gdzie tam łuka i łuka. Tam jest jakaś taka latarnia morska. Ja nie sądzę, żebyśmy cokolwiek dorwali, no ale niech im będzie, że mają ledwie 2% chybionych rejsów, bo mi się wydaje, że te 2% to jest jak oni cokolwiek zobaczą, a nie 2% tego, no bo reklama jest głównią biznesu, obserwowania wielorybów i tych żarłaczy biało-czarnych. No może jak może, świniak, świna, góry jak góry. Jak na razie rewelacji nie ma i tak czuję, że chyba nie będzie. Jak będzie, no to oczywiście będę próbował. Jak nie, no to do zobaczenia na Anacortes za 2 godziny mniej więcej.
Killer whales. These guys hunt seals, sea lions, porpoises, dolphins, other big whales. Just about every marine mammal they will hunt. So these are the apex predators of the Salish Sea. As we get ourselves into position, we're allowed to get 200 yards away from these animals. Although in Canada it's 200 meters, so it's like, 50-foot difference, but 200 something or other. As we get ourselves into position, I will try to figure out exactly which family it is that we're looking at. We can identify orcas by looking at their dorsal fin and the saddle fin. So there is one nice big male here that should make, hopefully that makes my job really easy to figure out who this is.
Nice backdrop you guys picked.
Oh, right? Oh, it's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's really a smoky day out here in the Strait of Juan de Fuca with the Olympic Mountains. Oh yeah, there's a little one in there. It's like,
The big one.
let's see here. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 6 whales here.
So can you identify the pod by the number of them, or do you have to find a feature on them?
I rely on the feature because this very well could be a family of 4 and then 2 others are traveling along with them.
Oh, okay.
I'm not entirely sure yet, but that little one there is maybe 2, 3 years old. Change that setting. There we go. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Had I brought it, we wouldn't have seen it.
Oh no,
That's how it works.
Ja to już
Oh, she can come sit next to me.
To wstań tam,
Actually, I don't understand.
If I bump your binoculars, it's not my fault.
Oh, there they are. Oh! Oh my gosh. It's
1,
like
2, 3, 4 right there. There's a 5th one,
Wow.
and then the big male. So yeah, there's at least 6 of them here.
do orcas do the kind of like the normal like the dorsal slapping and the whatnot, or are they kind of more?
So these guys are generally more quiet
Jest po prostu.
because they're hunting
Że ja
intelligent
stanęła, bo ty
animals like
tak.
seals and sea lions. So they have to be quieter by default.
Chcesz telefonem nagrywać czy kamerą?
Wolę telefonem.
No to ja to wyłączę.
But that doesn't.
No dobra, było. A jakaś tam rodzinka, babcia, mamuśka, wnuki, 6-7 sztuk. Zdjęć zrobiłem dużo, żadna nie wyskoczyła w całej okazałości, ale było. No myślałem, że nic nie będzie. Z tego co oni opowiadali, naprawdę płynęli bardzo daleko na zachód. Jeszcze im się ponoć w ciągu ostatnich 6 lat tak daleko nie zdarzyło. Także w jedną stronę 1,5 godziny, teraz drugą 1,5 godziny i jak to będzie, no to będzie. No to wracamy teraz do portu i no i niczego, chyba że jakaś kolejna rodzina wyskoczy. Może.
No może powiedzieć, że
Może.
trzeba patrzeć.
Trzeba po prostu patrzeć. Na razie płynie, tu jest tak, z tej strony jest Kanada, ale z tej strony jest stan Waszyngton i Góry Olimpijskie. A przed nami 1,5 godziny w jedną stronę Anacortes.
Chyba szybciej płyną, czy nie może?
W każdym razie ta płetwa tej orki ponoć ma 6 stóp, czyli 1,82 m mniej więcej długości, więc nawet jak to było widać, to było widać, no bez teleobiektywu, bez lornetek, to tylko taka jakaś kreska na horyzoncie. Zobaczę co mi wyjdzie, co mi wyszło w aparacie, bo zdjęć dużo zrobiłem, no ale oczywiście jeszcze jest sprawa ostrości. Zobaczę. dużo pływa, dużo. Z 5-6 sztuk było z Kanady, z tego co gadali. Tam nawet kolejne płynie z Kanady na obserwację. Został GoPro, to tak naprawdę będzie pewnie tylko punkcik, jak główka szpilki, albo jeszcze gorzej. No to lubię jak to lubię jak tu. Nie dałem rady filmować tym. Jest naprawdę filmowanie jeszcze ze statywu, to jeszcze bym się zgodził. Ale tu przy pełnym słońcu i patrzenie na ten monitorek, nie, to jest misja nie do spełnienia. No co? Pyta się Lalunia pracująca, czy mam jakieś pytania? Nie tam. Wiem tylko, że 1,5 godziny co najmniej do portu. A później będziemy jechać do Edmonds. Chyba rzeczywiście wrócimy, bo tu jest prom do Port Townsend z tej wyspy, gdzie jesteśmy. Trzeba tam trochę podjechać, ale nie Alcatraz, tylko Anacortes. On jest o 6. Więc jak będzie tak gdzieś 4 przy powrocie, to okej, to poczekamy 2 godziny, a weźmie się obiad, zje i do tego promu trzeba jeszcze kawałek jechać, dobre pół godziny na pewno, więc nie ma problemu. Ale jak będzie więcej czasu, no to podjadę do Edmonds, to też kawałek drogi. Jak będzie, to się okaże. Na razie jedno co jest pewne, wracamy już do portu, do Anacortes. A że było daleko na zachód, no to wrócimy później, więc prawdopodobnie załapiemy się na ten prom tutaj z tej wyspy, przy półwyspy, gdzie Anacortes jest. Ja na razie kończę, no bo tak, tu góry olimpijskie jest tam Waszyngton, a tu Kanada i wyspa Vancouver i miasto Victoria. No i tyle. I przed chwilą przewinęła się w zielonym kubraczku dziewczyna, która to obsługuje turystów. Na razie. Dobra, już kończymy rejs. Już widać Anacortes. Tu są jakieś te bezludne wyspy, niezamieszkałe. Strona tam już Anacortes na horyzoncie, 10 góra minut i będziemy w porcie. Także jakby nie było, udała się wycieczka, bo byliśmy w stanie zobaczyć na własne oczęta orki, kilka sztuk, jakaś rodzina w ilości tam 5 czy 7 egzemplarzy. Nie było wielorybów, nie było, ale ponoć tutaj są, tylko dlaczego miałby tu wpływać do takiej zatoki? Tu z Anacortesa mamy prom, godzinę jazdy samochodem, prom do Port Townsend i Port Townsend już jest po stronie Parku Olimpijskiego, Olympic National Park. Ale zanim popłyniemy, trzeba jeszcze pójść na obiad. A tu już Avanport. Zabudowane tu. Same milionery pewnie mają domy letniskowe. Albo ci, co obserwują orki ze swojego własnego domu za pomocą zarąbistych lunet tudzież innych teleskopów. Oj, przemarzli my, tak nie do kości, ale tak jednak pomogły te. Are you able to spot orcas here at this moment here? Once a year? Oh. Oh, so probably then there is a red flag on the beach. Do not swim. There's orcas here. Look. How about sharks? Do they come here?
It was a long trip, right? Like, it was a very long trip.
It was. Today
Right.
was one of our longest trips we've ever taken. So that's typically as far west as we'll go. These race rocks.
No. In
That
a
was,
little bit. We're gonna ask
pretty
the
much the only
guys.
report that was out here right now. So that's why we were doing some major searching on the way out, see if we could find something a little closer to home. But whales are whales.
Yeah, we can make them.
You can't make them, yeah. I wish we could. It would help. But
Yeah.
whales are
Yeah,
whales.
that was
They go where they want to
fun.
go.
All
Very
right,
nice trip.
buddy.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Skyline Marina. We made it.
Yeah, we made it. Why not?
You all awake back there? Have a nice little nap home? Well, welcome back here to Skyline. Unfortunately, that can only mean one thing. Our time together this afternoon is slowly wrapping up and coming to an end here, which I hope you guys indeed had a good time. Did everybody have a good time?
No.
Long run out there to race rocks. I hope it was worth it. Just know you were one of the only boats out here in the U.S. that got to see killer whales this morning. Not a lot of people were willing to make that run, so I hope it was worth it. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a long cruise. If you had a good time out here and you'd like to help us out a little bit, always a couple things you can do to help us out. First one's pretty simple. Just talk about us. Let people know if you got friends or family coming to the area looking to get out on the water and go for a whale watch. We'd love to have them. Feel free to
Spoko, zawsze
send them our
klientowie się
way.
znajdzie.
Or you could write an online review, TripAdvisor reviews, Google reviews, Yelp, Facebook, any sort of online review is absolutely fantastic. And we truly appreciate those reviews here in the whale watching industry. They truly help us out in a variety of ways, especially when you mention us by name.
O.
And if you forgot today,
I
you
co
came
to
out here
jest?
without our island.
Może ten białogłowy, tylko jak on jest młody, to nie ma białej głowy.
Sam, Alex, and Drew.
Ale na pewno nie jest to
That was
czapla.
Orca Express, Sam, Alex, and Drew. Like I said, it keeps us in good graces with our boss. He loves to check up on us and make sure we're showing you a good time, and even more importantly, prevent Sam, Alex, and myself from having to go out and try and find a real job. So we truly appreciate the reviews. We always enjoy reading them and hearing what you enjoyed about our tour this morning, whatever that may have been, cruising across the
I
Sailor
takie
Sea, our
domy,
big
jak
killer
ja
whales
robiłem
there,
ten
race rocks, or
Nowy
just something about the
Orleans,
vessel. If
takie
you
domy były po
appreciate it, we'd love to hear that
170
stuff. If
tysięcy
there's
z
something that we could do
dostępem
better
do...
to improve,
Tak jak
we're
tu.
always looking for ways to improve, and we
Ależ
appreciate
powiedziała,
that
niebo
too.
za
And
daleko,
if you
za
did not have
gorące,
fun
za
on your
dużo
stay aboard
komarów,
the Orca
robactwa,
Express, it's very
gekonów,
important that you remember you were never here, you
narkotyków i
never met us, and
cholera wie co
today didn't
jeszcze.
happen. If you did not have a good time, just remember you were sailing aboard the Mystic Sea today. And lastly, and probably the best thing you can do, if you like the crew took care of you and you'd like to show the crew a little love, either Alex or Sam will be holding what we like to call the love jug when you step off the boat. Feel free to toss any tips or gratuities on into the love jug, and we thank you for whatever you're willing to throw in there. We truly just want to thank you for coming out here today. I know you had a lot of options to waste your time here around Anacortes and the Sailor Sea area, and we're very grateful that you chose the Outer Island excursions, and really do hope you had a great time. Remember, every whale watching tour is unique in its own way, and so if you had fun, we hope you can come back and do it
Co to
again.
ja
We're
mam
always
ciągle
going to
dawać?
different places across the Sailor Sea to find whales and watch whales, different species of whales, family groups of whales. So if you had fun today, we hope you come back and do it again. Other than that, someone did come up to me a little earlier and said, Captain Drew, thank you so much for running all the way out there, way out into the land of maple syrup and hockey sweat. We've been on a couple whale watches, East Coast, West Coast. First time we got to see killer whales, we had a wonderful time. We'd love to leave a tip. They asked me, what is a customary tip aboard a whale watching trip? And I told them that is always one of my favorite questions to answer, and I would never lie to any of you. Customary tip aboard a whale watching trip typically runs about 10 to 20% of your annual income. I'm just messing with you. I'm only messing with you. It's the same as your service industry professionals, your bartenders, your waiters. Same sort of deal. A large percentage of our income does come from gratuities, typically around 10 to 20% of your ticket price is fairly customary, but like I mentioned before, we are just grateful for having you. Truly grateful for having you out here. Without you, we would not be doing this, and watching whales in their natural habitat and getting to share that experience with you all out here is something we are very, very fortunate and grateful to be doing. So thank you so much for coming out here today. The last thing I have for you is to just help us out and remain seated here as we are working our way to the dock. And once we get safely secured to the dock, we'll let you know when you can go ahead and start disembarking and watch your step again. Take your time, one person on the stairs at a time. Take a quick look around, make sure you have all your belongings and nothing gets left behind. And we hope to see you back soon, you guys. Thank you so much for coming out. Have a great 4th of July.
Ileż razy można obserwować orki?
Nie wiem.
Gdzieś jeszcze, nie wiem, na Hawajach coś takiego, ale tu.
Really funny for me because my cats never really cared for me.
Oh, for sale.
Back in the Johnson, I was kind of right downtown. So he was fireworks. Now I got fireworks like 2 blocks away. And it's so funny every time one goes off. Oh, what was that? And my 2 cats are holding out.
Już lepiej ta platforma.
Za duży jest teraz wody?
No pewnie tak.
No, płynie z powrotem, tylko nie ludzie, bo nie sądzę, że oni płyną z powrotem.
For trash today. I'm just messing with you. Enjoy the ride. Here we go.
Gwiazdo dechu jedziemy. Na razie wyłączam. Zobaczymy, może będzie coś z tymi baleniami.
Mam 5 godzin kolejnych.
To co? Ja nie wstałem. Ale już jak w samolocie. Wszyscy gotowi. O, krawa. Łyskot krawa wykopała do wody. Pewnie może mew albo co przywlokło i zeżarło i tyle. O tej łusce mówię, jakby tam ktoś jeszcze później słuchał w Polsce. O, resztki. Do wody wrzuci. No ludzie czekają, ale to też tak. Umówisz się na 3 może, tak? A tu nie ma statku. Silnik zgaszony, dobra. A tam. Nie tego. Kurde, ty, oni zbierają napiwki, a pierdzielę to. Ojejku. Ojejku. Idziemy?
Thanks for coming, you guys. Thanks for coming, you guys.
Thank you. Bye guys. Safe travels home. Thanks for coming out.
Have a wonderful day. Happy 4th. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Bye guys.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Safe travels home. Thanks for coming out,
Take care.
guys. Safe travels home. There. Thanks for coming out. Bye guys. Thanks for coming out. Safe travels home. Bye guys. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming, you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming out. Safe travels home.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks a lot.
Have a great day, everyone.
Coming out. Watch your step.
Dobra.
Coming out.
Nie dość, że zbrodniarze wzięli dychę za parking, to jeszcze se kurka wodna napiwek. Mniej więcej liczą za przyjaźń. No teraz coś nie tak ostro. Rano było, parę godzin temu było bardziej ostro, bo mniej wody było, był odpływ, a teraz jest przypływ. Trzeba iść do kibelka pewnie, co?